What's happening?
All right, so back in this thing for another one. This is Connecticut's most controversial podcast. This is the Domino Effect. And as always, I go by the name of Domino. Appreciate everybody. Wait, what the fuck? Oh, I got to turn that sound off. Boom, there you go. You can't hear me. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. If you're tuning in on the YouTube and on the Twitch right now, you get to see the podcast before it goes on the audio format. I don't know when this is coming out, so lucky you. Fuck with you for tuning in. So, this is the third and final stream, I guess, of my birthday week. I couldn't do the whole gaming thing, so, I might as well get in here and do some work, podcast stream. And, this whole week, I had illustrious guests, and, I had, Santo one day. Shout out to DJ Santo. Had Stephen B from A Pod Amongst Men. And the guest that got in here today, I actually found out through the magnificent G of G Studio. So, quarantine's going on. All this shit's going on. And one random day, I just happened to tune into G's Facebook page, and I see somebody performing. No clue who the fuck he is. I'm like, yo, G, who this? I'm kind of digging what he doing. And I was like, yo, I've never heard of this guy before, but, 2 phone numbers later and a couple text message exchanges, finally got him in the studio. So we got the man, the myth, the legend. We got Velez in the building.
Word, peace, everybody. I'm happy to be here.
Glad you're here, man. How you doing, man?
Like you said,
loaded question.
2 phone numbers. A lot happened between those 2 phone numbers since we first started talking in the summer. So, but everything is everything.
Everything is everything, man. You want to talk about it? Anything that you can share, or it's like?
No, there's some good things. I just started working this job teaching at my high school that I attended, and it's been keeping me very creatively stimulated. I've been feeling like I just want to do music all the time, practice all the time, write all the time. I can't perform, so it's like I'm trying to get it out some other way.
Yeah, are you a music teacher?
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm doing
cool.
music classes there, so this is real cool. And the kids, they're keeping me on my toes. Today we was doing this lesson on, identifying meters and stuff like that. And I had to think like, I'm really not sharp on this, and they're keeping me on my toes.
Got you. So now, like I said before, I found out about you from G in an in-studio performance. So I saw a lot of videos of you, and live performance seems to be your thing. So how is COVID like affecting you mentally and your creativity?
It's been a lot, I'm not going to hold you. Especially because coming out of last year, me and my group, either with my group or solo, we were doing gigs every single week, if not multiple times a week. So the sudden drop-off did a number on my spirit. But here at G Studios is actually where that kind of changed a little bit. We was able to do a live show here. We live streamed it to Facebook, and we had the band in here as well. And it was an awesome experience, superb quality, and just I felt like even though it was through a screen, it was as close to connecting with audiences we could get. So it was still special.
Yeah, you only get the best fucking. I don't know what camera I'm in, but shout out to G Studio. You only get the best here.
We don't know.
All right, yo G, put me on the fucking camera. I don't know what camera I'm in. I need you to follow G Studio on Facebook. It's G Studio, right? It's G Studio on Facebook, and then on Instagram, John_G_Studio. I need you to follow G Studio. You only get the best. You see all these fucking fancy lights and cameras and shit. This shit ain't cheap. My nigga G put all his work and time into this, and I'm proud of this nigga, even though he did all of this without me. But I fuck with you. So now, let's see. SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, Spotify, YouTube, iHeartRadio, and Amazon, wherever the fuck you get your podcast. I am there. 3 Ninjas. Well, this is not 3 Ninjas. Domino Effect Podcast at gmail.com for any comments, questions, or concerns. If you want your question answered by me and the guest that I have on the show, you can reach us there. That's Domino Effect Podcast at gmail.com. Let's see. Where do you want to start? I guess I'll start from the beginning. But where you from?
Where am I from?
Where you from?
In this life, I was born in Norwalk, Connecticut.
Right.
That's where I popped on. Popped on the scene.
Popped on the scene in Norwalk.
Norwalk, Connecticut, yes.
Now,
and I'm born and raised there.
Born and raised in Norwalk. Okay, now how was growing up in Norwalk for you?
I had an interesting upbringing. I feel like I had a good Norwalk experience. But the interesting part of it was, growing up I didn't get to see a lot of it growing up. My appreciation for Norwalk came later because growing up, I was very strict with the church, so it was like everything that I was doing was revolved kind of around that.
Got you.
I didn't spend too much time out and about in Norwalk until I came back from college.
I mean, that's good.
Yeah. And it was nice to come back to my hometown. I have a greater appreciation for it now as an older man.
I feel like Norwalk, I guess with every city, you have that thing where it's just two sides of Norwalk. I've seen, the Sono area where it's like you got the nice nightlife, you got the social experience or whatever. And then it's just that dark side of Norwalk where it's like Bloods and Crips and all that type of shit. So I'm like, I get to see, I guess the quote unquote white areas and I get to see the quote unquote black areas in Norwalk. But
and they're trying to gentrify the hell out of both of them.
I mean, they trying
crazy.
They trying to do that to Bridgeport too. Like Bridgeport,
you can see it?
Yeah, man, they trying to build a whole casino out there. They trying to move people out. Like they just knocked down marina to build, I guess, dorms for UB. I mean, they trying to uplift the city. I mean, as of lately, there have been a lot of homicides where people ain't supposed to be fucking. I don't know how y'all commit homicides and niggas ain't supposed to be outside, but it's been a lot of shootings, a lot of killings as of like the last 3 or 4 months, where it's like they're for no reason. I want to say because like one guy, he got. Unfortunately, he went to the barbershop, got killed. They said he wasn't even like the target in that shooting. And it's like, I can see why y'all trying to gentrify like Bridgeport. And then it's like two shootings happening two murders happening one night.
In one night?
Like 2 weeks ago. And it's like, what are we doing? And like this whole, I guess, everybody being in the house, and then I guess, the numbers or the news reporting that the numbers have gone down and people feel like, oh, I can go outside again. And then boom, we just right back to regular Bridgeport.
Right.
It's nuts out here. But Norwalk seems a little bit safer than
it's a little more chill than that, but it saddens me that it would take a lot more to be able to settle roots in my hometown because of just how expensive that it has become to live there.
Yeah.
Cost of living has shot up there.
I think that's Connecticut in general.
Yeah.
Like you gotta have a job, a side hustle, you gotta scam on the side, just to live here.
Yeah, fact.
like it's not easy living in Connecticut, man.
And forget if you want to live by the water.
Nigga, what? Get the fuck out of here. That nigga definitely scam me. Ladies, if you live by the water, he definitely scam. So now, growing up in the church, is that how your parents kept you out of like the madness of Norwalk?
I would say so.
Okay.
And I was always the kid that was always in the books, so I kind of they kept me away from it too. But after I moved out of town, that was when kind of my connection with the church broke, and a lot of things started changing for me in a good way. Not feeling the pressure of just being around people in your whole life. It was not, I had to move out of town. That was one of the best things looking back that I could have done at that time. And so I'm grateful for it. So I went to Rhode Island. I studied up there for a few years studying music.
Okay.
And then after that, I spent about a year in Providence still after I graduated, and then went to New York and studied for a little bit in New York, studying jazz music out there. And
okay. Well traveled.
Yeah. And even throughout that, getting just a taste of the professional music life, or especially the music teacher life. I taught a lot actually before I moved back, and then that's when I switched more to performing. But it's always been in some way a part of the fabric of my life, and I'm happy about that.
That's dope. Now, did you play music in the church?
No, actually, I began singing there.
Okay.
But I was always so,
was your alto
anxious,
tenor?
shy. I have a nice falsetto, so I can fake a tenor, but
soprano?
Really baritone.
Okay, cool. So now you're in the church, you're singing. Now, when does, I guess, Velez start to evolve into like a performer where it's like, you doing instruments and things like that?
It took a long time, actually. And it wasn't even until I went to New York for grad school. This is like 5 years ago, so I would be 23. My nerves were just killing the hell out of me. The part of music I love was being the student, was being in the theory of it, and analyzing pieces, writing pieces, composing, and conducting, directing ensembles. That was kind of where my passion was at. But I always loved to sing. So I started going to these jam sessions in Providence, and I met up with these cats, and they knew all the jazz standards, and you know, they would let us sit in. So I would sit in and I would sing a couple songs, and they would encourage me. I would get a little bit of mentorship and just get to, you know, cut my teeth with some really strong jazz players. And I just like the music, you know. I'm just learning it in my lessons, just trying to hang. But that's kind of where it all started. I would go week after week after week, you know, until then, you know, I fell in love with how you could do the same song. I was really doing the same 5 songs for like months. But after I did it all those months, those songs, I was putting my heart into it. You know, I really grew an attachment to it. And then that's when I realized the power of performing just for me. It was changing my life, going out every week. If for some reason the bar had to close, or maybe the session was off, one of the band members was sick, you know, that would really impact my week. You know, I started to realize what my life would be without it. So that's when I started to pursue it a little more heavily.
Now, being a church kid, was that type of music like shunned in the household? Like, were you allowed to listen to like alternative music, R&B, jazz, all that type of stuff, or was it just I'm a soldier in the army of the Lord every day?
I know those vibes, but that wasn't. My friends got that vibe. My household was good. I grew up on Motown, Michael Jackson, Stevie Wonder, the blues. My uncle was blasting the blues always in the house. B.B. King and Freddie King, Stevie Ray Vaughan. So me and my brother, we listened to everything growing up. The only thing we couldn't really get a hold of until we was a little older was maybe some of the rap, hip hop going on, maybe a little bit of R&B, but we listened to a lot of R&B too. Neo soul vibes, you know.
Neo soul, okay.
In the house.
Got you. Now, are your parents into music? Well, matter of fact, mom and dad in the house, grew up with moms and pops, or?
Yeah.
Okay, so are they both into music? Yeah,
they both into music. My mom was very tone deaf.
Okay.
But had the passion of Whitney, passion of Aretha.
Oh, I know those.
No pitch.
Yeah, I know those. Yeah. They all around here.
Bless her, yeah. Oh shoot. So, but that's how you know what music can do for people, because you know it's not going to please nobody but them. You know.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing. That's why I believe everybody can sing, and it doesn't matter how good your pitch is, you know? If you have a song in your heart, you got to let it out. So that's how my mom was. My dad, he can actually carry a tune, though.
Okay.
But he's that type where he's too jokey about it. If he took it serious,
he could do something.
He could do something with it. But, you know, he loves his old soul music, Al Green, Isaac Hayes type, Curtis Mayfield vibes.
Yeah.
He'd have put me on to all of that.
Yeah. That's bringing me back, man. You got a real old soul when I listen to your music. That's the type of vibe I get. Like, like when you play the guitar, I get, like, I don't want to, you know, put you out there with like the greats and put that pressure on you, but like I get like Jimmy. Like, you know, I hear a little bit of Stevie in your voice. I see like a little bit of Prince when I see you performing shit. Are those some of your influences?
I love their music. Jimi Hendrix is the one that made me even want to pick up a guitar. How it went was, I played viola actually first. I was into classical music. My dad also put me on a lot of classical music. And so I was playing viola for about 10 years.
Did viola get you beat up in school?
Nah.
Like,
I had clout because I was the only one who did it. It was me and one other girl. Okay. Literally 2.
Like, the viola ain't tough. Like, it's like, it ain't the sax or the trumpet, nothing like that. It's like, this nigga played the viola.
Don't sleep on the viola, though.
No, I'm not sleeping on it, but it's like, kids is kids, though. Kids are stupid.
Kids are kids, but you show them a picture of the electric one, they look fire.
They on it?
Electric violas, that's where it's at. But yeah, but the thing is, I had these long monkey arms, and so I grew out of the instruments you could buy at the music store that we could afford, right?
Right.
They told me the basically only way I'm getting a viola to accommodate my arms is to have it custom made.
God damn.
And I called the luthiers. I said, okay, let me get a quote.
Right.
Maybe we can do a finance plan.
You know, wait.
They talking minimum $5,000. I said, forget it. I said, Mom, let me just get a guitar. Like, forget viola.
Give me a drum set. Give me a Fisher Price drum set or some shit. I rock out with that for a couple of years.
It wasn't happening.
So now so I'm guessing, like, when did you pick up the viola? Like what? 8 years old?
Yeah.
So now when do you put down the viola and go to something like I guess that's more like, were you like pushed into the viola, or was it like something that you like
Low
sought
key,
out?
I was. I wanted to play the violin, but my teacher was like, only one girl signed up, so
So
maybe you would like to.
maybe. Nah, bitch, I want that one. I want this shit.
She's like, she needs a stand partner. You guys are friends, right? I'm like, you know what? Let me try it.
Yeah.
So it was, the love had to grow on me, but I ended up appreciating it. Years later in music theory class in college, basically we had to read music written for viola, and there's, unless you have the experience with it, it takes a little time to get used to. So, it was just smooth for me, smooth sailing.
Okay.
So it came in handy years later, but
Got you. Now, in high school, were you in band?
no, I was in orchestra though.
You orchestra. Okay. What's the difference between orchestra and band? What do they do?
Orchestra just has the strings:
Okay.
cello, violin, bass, viola.
Viola.
Gotta throw my viola in there.
Back to that goddamn viola.
The band got all the instruments, the winds, flutes. You might have a drum set, guitar, piano.
So I wasn't invited to the pep rally.
My school lost the pep rally because some seniors fucked it up for everybody one year. They went sick, destroying property. Police was called, so it was like,
damn.
There was private pep rallies, but like I said, strict upbringing.
Yeah, right.
If it wasn't at the school, I wasn't going. So I didn't see the unofficial underground pep rally, but the official one was canceled for me.
Damn.
Yeah. I don't know those vibes.
Didn't even get the pep rally. Goddamn.
Nope.
So now after high school, go to college. Now you went to Brown.
Yes, sir.
Ivy Leaguer. How the hell did you get into Brown?
I was studying my ass off.
First of all, congrats.
Thank you, sir.
But Brown, like you studying music theory in what?
We did theory, history, and composition.
Composition. There we go. Okay. So now, did you graduate from Brown?
Yes.
You graduate from Brown, and then you go to
Manhattan School of Music.
Manhattan School of Music. You study what there?
Jazz vocal performance.
Jazz vocal performance.
We had to do some history, some composition, but the main focus was the performance. That was formative for me. That's what made me say, okay, you know what? Fuck just studying. Fuck analyzing a piece. Let's melt some hearts. Let's sing. Let's do this. That's where I learned how to rehearse a band. That's where I learned how to arrange for a band, how to book a gig. I never even booked a gig before going to grad school. Yeah, if a gig came to me, it was random, or somebody put me on, or I sat in. But actually, being able to market myself, go into a scene and meet new people and flourish in a new place. I honed all those skills while I was there at grad school. I miss it. It was a great experience being out in New York.
Now, how old are you? If you don't mind, 28.
Yeah.
Really, really old. So what would you define like your music as? Is it neo soul, jazz, is it rock and roll? Is it a little bit of funk? Like, what is it? Would you say?
I call it neo blues.
Neo blues.
Because I at the end of the day, when I pick up the guitar or when I sing, I fucking got the blues. Let me tell you, I got the blues. So I gotta get them out. So even if it's some kind of song with some kind of modern feel, the blues is always there, present with me, and it bleeds out of me. So that's how I conceive of it. But we do play, when we play out, we play rock and roll, or we'll go to funk, or it's all black music. That's all it is, black music.
Right.
That's what we play.
What's your nationality?
Black.
You're black.
My dad's Puerto Rican too, though.
Dad's Puerto Rican, so you got a little bit of everything. Cool, got you. All right, now, what emotion helps you write the best songs? Is it heartbreak? Is it just depression? Is it happy, gleeful? Is it anger? Like what?
For me, it's a tie between heartbreak and lust.
Lust. Lust is a big one.
Yes,
Lust is a big one.
Lust, man.
I wasn't in Norwalk too tough, but when I was in Newark, I saw a couple joints, so I could see how you get a little bit of lust from Norwalk.
Right.
So some of your best songs have come from heartbreak and lust. So what's your favorite song that you've written that has to do with heartbreak?
The favorite one has to do with heartbreak. It's one called Chains.
Changed.
And I wrote it when I came back from New York. The reason I left New York is it was humbling. It was like I ran out of money, basically. You know, it's like I felt like the city beat me down.
Happens to the best of us.
It does.
Yeah.
It does. And it was a learning experience. But you know, when it first happens, when you're deep in the moment of it, took me off my feet, knocked the wind out of me. So I was home, and that was the first thing that I wrote in that moment of just, I'm frustrated with everything. And it wasn't inspired by actual experience. You know, I felt like they had chains around my neck. You know, I couldn't break the spell this woman had on me. So
shout out to New
that
York.
plus the emotion,
Yeah,
just pushed it right out of me.
just poured out of you. Now, what about the lustful song?
My favorite lustful song that I've written.
Who's that bitch? Yo, it's always one. Yo, it's always one. Who's like, damn, I want to hit her up. It's like she moved on.
I'll call it my favorite, and maybe lust was the wrong word, but it's so sincere. It's one that I've just written actually, and it's one. There's some songs where maybe like a certain line is inspired by somebody, or maybe the chorus, maybe the hook, but like every now and then it'd be like, nah, there's a whole song, every single part of it,
like, yeah.
every little note you hear, this is about you. So I got one of those that I've written recently, and it's like, I love it, I dig it.
Now,
I'm gonna be working on it here actually with John.
Okay, dope. So now, what brought you to that space? Was it just like, you know, the relationship ended, or was it just like something that you were looking at and couldn't like grab, or like what's your writing process? Matter of fact,
it's changed over the years. One of my favorite ways to do it is I'll actually just keep a journal of my daily life, or every other day, however often I could feel the motivation. Then I go back to that and I pick out some lines, and then I'll use those lines to kind of jumpstart maybe a song or a hook or a verse. Another way I'll do it is like, I'll write a poem about something, or just write, like kind of like free write, but in a poetic way. And then take the theme of that or certain lines from it, and in the same way kind of build up a song from that. I've taken poems to do songs. But lately it's been coming from just putting on my metronome and just playing like one thing or like one little part of a hook, and just living in it, and letting it grow on me, and letting me be able to play it until I could play it without thinking about it. Then build up a story around it in that way. So kind of just to get it into my fingers and into my body first before I try to take anything out of my head. But I've always loved writing. Writing has always been my thing, and I love writing stories, short stories, exam papers, like you know, research papers. It could be anything.
Nigga, you went to Brown.
I love to write. You know, we had writing requirements there, so I had to.
I was like, that's a hard. That's like a top 15 school to get into in the nation. So you did something. Obviously smart.
A lot of hours working.
Now, when did you write your first song? Like at what age?
18.
18. You wrote your first song.
And I was studying these Brazilian jazz songs, Tom Jobim, the bossa nova stuff. And so I wanted to write kind of a song like that, and my ass was in love. First lover. Not even really. We never even really connected as lovers in that way. But, you know, I was infatuated. It was a puppy love kind of thing. But
we all been there.
It was sincere, though.
Yeah.
That was my boo. Like,
yeah, when you in teenage love, you think you gonna marry this girl, you gonna be in love, and then when that shit ended, he was like, I actually hate this bitch. Like, this wasn't shit.
Like, she wasn't really nice to me at all.
Yeah, she wasn't really, like, she was a real piece of shit. Hey, I learned a lot because of you.
Facts. But she got a good ass song out of me. I played it all the way up through grad school. Even now, I still love to play that song. And I always think of her, but it's not always in the same way. It's definitely not in the same way.
Right. Now, do these women know that these songs are about them?
I don't like to tell.
You're like, nah.
No. A couple do know, but for the most part, no. I keep it under wraps to myself, because I like to just sincerely remember it. And the crazy thing, actually, there's been times where I've written it maybe originally with the intention, okay, it's for you, I'm inspired by you, but then the intention has morphed. So, for example, I have this one song, Faith Healer. originally was inspired by someone I was seeing at the time. Like I felt like they was the one that could make me believe in God again. Like that's how special they were to me. But when I sing it, it doesn't have that same feeling connected to them. I actually connect it more to my son now. And so it's crazy how even the lyrics, even though the lyrics are unchanged, they've taken on a new life, new meaning for me because I'm in a new place.
Right.
So that was kind of it's interesting.
Right.
It's completely out the picture now.
Always, man.
Yeah.
That's good. You know, if you morph it into something else about your son.
Absolutely.
How old is your son?
He's turning 2 this year.
Turning 2 this year.
Yeah.
How's it feel being a pappy?
It's crazy.
How's that?
Every day is different.
Every day is crazy.
I love it though. I'm a jazz musician. I like to improvise. He keeps me on my toes.
I hear that, man.
Talking more, vocabulary growing all the time.
Yeah. Wait till they get 3 and they start being able to walk and mess up shit, you know. Now, have you seen them take an interest in, like, you know, your guitars and stuff like that? Have you seen them, like, I guess obsessed?
He has his own little guitar now. He'll pick it up. He'd be singing at a little mic, hitting dance. He like dropping his knees, facial expressions. I'm like, where'd you get all that from?
Feels good though, right? Like a little bit to be like, yo, my boy into what I'm into. So it's like, I got one.
It make me feel good.
Me, I don't got one. Like, I got 2 girls. Don't give a fuck about what I'm into. Like, basketball, nah. Football, nah. Maybe like some anime, like some cartoons or something like that. But other than that, nah, don't give a fuck about what daddy give a fuck about at all.
Yeah, it might change in the future.
I'm hoping so. I'm hoping like the one that's obviously tall for her age. I kind of want her to play basketball. So it's like, if she would do that, that'd make me proud. But whatever sport she want to play, I'm cool with. But it's like, I want you to play basketball. Like, I want to be at the game and be like, yeah, fuck that bitch, cross it. Like, lay up in the face. Like, do something.
Right.
But, you know, whatever sport, like, she likes soccer. She like volleyball. She's kind of into basketball. Like she asks questions when, like, Kobe passed and stuff like that. And she watched, like, a few games with me. But it's nothing, like, deep. But I'm hoping. Now, when you were saying that, you said you believe in God again. So did you like lose your faith, or like are you not in the church as you were when you was a child, or like what's up?
Yeah, well, at that time when I moved out of town and being away from that community for the first time, for like that kind of significant of a time chunk, and with other things that was going on personally in my life, yeah, it was making me doubt my faith, and at that time, I was learning a lot about different traditions and just doing a lot of praying, you know, just not really saying, okay, I'm going to go to church like I was before, but just saying like, okay, let me just actually work on a relationship with God. And then I ended up actually converting to Islam while I was in college.
Okay.
So I've been studying in that tradition for maybe 4 or 5 years now, 5 or 6.
The beard gave it away.
The beard, you're right. My shake beard. But I love it, and it's taught me a lot and helped me hone discipline in a different way. And actually, the craziest byproduct of that was actually I gained a deeper appreciation for Jesus and for Christians becoming a Muslim than I ever did as a Christian. I had a lot of resentment when I first left the church. You know, I was blaming humans. I was blaming God for things that was really a human thing, and just a factor of just how we are as people. So when I let that stuff go and started to look at it in a different light, I started to have an appreciation for different beliefs from the way I see things, and a definitely appreciation for Jesus. He's definitely hardcore.
Yeah,
hardcore.
That dude.
Like,
don't want to call him my nigga, but that's that dude.
Yeah. Walking around, flipping tables, exorcising demons, like all on foot.
Sometimes you gotta show nigga who the fuck you are. Like, yo, I do this. Now, I take it that your parents are Christians. So how do they feel? I mean, obviously you're a grown man. You got your own family. You know, you got a child or whatever. But like, how do they feel about you switching faiths?
At first, they was confused, but they asked questions. You know, I never. the only thing that happened, yo, I got this one uncle.
They came to you like, smack you with the Bible. Velez.
Yo, one of those, man, studied out in Oklahoma in the heart of the Bible Belt. Like,
yeah.
one of those. And
One
he
of them.
just didn't get it. And he just, whoa. It's to the point where my brother, he like got my back to the point where he doesn't fuck with him no more. You know, it's like it was crazy things he was saying. I was like, dang, but it's not even really like that. Like,
Right, yeah.
if we could just have a conversation, I could explain it to you, but forget it. Some people so stuck in their mind.
I feel like that's all religion. Like, yo, if we have a conversation, we can actually like come to a common ground. It's like, hey, you believe what you believe, I believe what I believe, and we can meet in this common ground where it's like, hey, we can still coexist. We still family at the end of the day. We just got different religious beliefs.
Right.
But that's like, you know, politics and religion. That's just like the two touchy things where people just be like, either you with me or you not.
Right.
Type of thing. But
yeah, especially nowadays, that's how people are feeling.
I mean,
I get it, but shit.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but you know, so your brother don't fuck with him. Do you fuck with him still, or it's like no? It's like fuck him.
But
all right, fuck him.
to me, it's just a gentle distance. He really like, you know, don't acknowledge. He wouldn't acknowledge him, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But also, it's an unnecessary reaction. What I think got nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
You know. But for the most part, no, they was just curious. You know, I think sometimes during Ramadan, like when I'm up in the middle of the night cooking, you know, they might get a little frustrated. It'd be night after night. I'm in there cooking, chefing it up. 2 a.m., 3 a.m. They're trying to sleep and shit. The house smells of garlic and onions in the middle of the night. But I'm like, that's kind of pleasant, though.
Yeah.
Get used to it. You know, if they wanted to join me for a meal in the middle of the night, they could, but they always stay asleep.
Now, how long have you been studying Islam?
5 years.
5 years. Was it hard at first to like let certain things go?
Yeah, no, it was.
I mean, you know,
it always is. As I'm saying this, as I'm sipping my little whiskey.
I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
I'm just saying, like, you know, you growing up in a Black and Puerto Rican household, there's certain foods that we're accustomed to, there's certain rituals that we're accustomed to. So it's like, shit, I gotta give up all this shit. I love this shit, but I grew up on it. But it's like, I got a new faith, so I gotta abstain from that.
At first, I was really trying to go by the letter, so to speak. And I had a really great mentor and teacher in Providence who worked for the college as the chaplain there. And I would go to the dawn prayer, and after, he would just sit with me for maybe like 15 minutes. Every day we would just look at a little bit, study a little bit, talk about a little bit. And little by little doing it every day, I started to get a stronger picture. And it would bolster my faith. You know, once something becomes a habit, it's real easy it's nothing to do it, you know? So I just kept getting the benefits from that, from just getting up early, taking care of my body, from getting good rest at night, reading and studying. I started learning a new language, you know? Every day after dawn prayer, we would learn a little Arabic. And I would learn how to read and how to recite the Quran in Arabic. And so it's just good. It was a good way to live. I found myself, I'm not even going to bed after prayer. I would just go and study more, you know? I was very stimulated. And so that's what drew me to Islam, was because it was stimulating me intellectually. And also because the discipline that you would need to, you know, keep your prayers, and the discipline you need to fast for 30 days, the discipline that you would need to, you know, control your tongue, all the things that any religious tradition would ask of you. It's kind of similar to the musician discipline that you need, because there's going to be days you don't want to pray. There's going to be days you don't want to practice. But if you want greatness, what do you have to do? You have to just do it. You have to do something. You can't do nothing. You know?
Right. Do something. Don't do nothing.
Right.
Right.
Just not nothing. Never that. So it showed me that. So you can't get up for dawn prayer. But did you do any of them? That's the kind of the place I found myself in as I got deeper in it. And so that's what I was getting at when I said it helped me with my discipline, because it just reminds you of what you actually are capable of, what you can't do, and what you just choose not to do. That was an important lesson I learned through my studies with Islam, actually, you know, through the years.
Okay. Now, has that influenced your music any?
Musically, musically, I feel like I've gotten more heathen. I feel like on the day of judgment, y'all gonna just show me the record and just be like,
as we go through life, brother, you know, them lustful things. I don't know if you're in a relationship or not, but them lustful thoughts and them lustful things, they get more and more. You like the human cheat code. This nigga light skin, he got long hair, he play guitar, he sang. This nigga's a human cheat code. I mean, are you in a relationship before I ask this question?
I sent her the link. She's probably watching, so I'm gonna give myself away.
I got you.
But basically, I'm interested. Yes.
Okay, you're interested. Cool. Okay, so this is before you, baby. Now, how the groupies? Are there any Velez groupies? Like, you know, like past life, before your son, you know, back in the day, back.
Oh no, they don't go that far back.
They don't go back. Okay,
no, they don't rock with me.
Okay, say, well, I'm just saying, like,
From
you know,
this era.
Yeah, like maybe like the past.
You know what's crazy? I need them because to me, I'm seeing it as I'm trying to be like the Beatles in 1968. People crowding the airport, risking trespassing charges,
life and limb, and just, you know, freedom.
Remember when when girls was cutting themselves because Justin Bieber wouldn't stop smoking weed?
I don't remember that.
That's how I'm trying to have them on Twitter. I mean, taking a razor blade to themselves.
Damn, I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at you, yo.
That's the power of music.
If I get a podcast to do that shit, so be it. But, you know, right now I ain't there. But, you know,
I'm not there either. But that's what I'm trying to tap into, you know. So I feel so when it comes to that, when I do recognize one, I'm thinking about it so non-emotionally, not caught up like, oh, look at this fine. I'm thinking,
yeah,
what made you tap in? How do I keep you here?
Right.
How do I turn it into dollars?
Right.
And also, how do I get more of you without you feeling like it's
something that's not
right?
Okay. Yeah.
How do you make them snap? I don't know.
It don't. I mean, with women, it don't work like that.
It could be people. I don't care if it's a man or a woman because I'm trying to turn it into $1.
Yeah, got you.
How do I make you tap in though? Like, what made you watching them on the screen? I've watched those old videos of the Beatles on the Ed Sullivan Show. It's not really that.
It's not
all that special.
Yo, we gotta talk about it.
So what made these women snap?
Like with Mike, I get it. Prince, I get it.
Okay, right.
Beatles, I'm like, it's just four white dudes, just, you know.
But they were going crazy.
I'm like, I don't see the allure. Like,
somebody did. Crowds.
I mean, it was at that point where I didn't know whether people were in love with the fame of the person or like the talent of the person. Like, I never get the women's mindset when it comes to being like a stan for like an artist. It's like, do you enjoy what it could be? Where it's like, if I get next to him, I could do this because he's famous and has money, or are you drawn in by the talent and the penmanship and like just you know you just being talented? I don't know. I've never been there personally, so I've
never felt the first one you said where it's about the person. I've never.
It's like, oh my God, he's famous. He could do so much for my life. I'm poor, so he can give me wealth. so it's like, oh, he's so talented. He has a way with words. Oh my God, this beat. Oh my God, his lyrics. Oh my God.
But I always be curious what draws some people to certain artists, or what makes the passion so strong for one versus another. I do be curious about that.
I would say it's well, with me personally, when I gravitate towards an artist, it's either something I wasn't expecting and they blew me away, or they struck a nerve where it was like, in that time and place, they said something that resonated with me that just like, oh, I'm not the only one going through this. So it's like, you know, as a 8-year-old, you know, and your son is walking around the house talking about Wu-Tang Clan, ain't nothing to fuck with. So it's like, that struck a chord with me. It was like, yo, I ain't never heard no shit like this, because before that, my grandfather would play like, you know, his old shit like the Four Tops, the Temptations, you know, whatever the case may be. Then I got my mother, I'm living with her, and now she's playing, you know, Mariah Carey, Whitney Houston, Luther Vandross. And then I got my heathen ass cousin that come over on the weekend. He's showing me all this Tupac, this Biggie, and then this Wu-Tang shit. And this Wu-Tang shit is like, I gravitated to it. I was like, yo, what the fuck is this? And it just threw me for a loop where I'm like, yo, Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with. And then it's like, it just sat with me. It was like, yo, It's something about this that grabbed a hold of me, and I'm glad it just that stuck with me. But other than that, it's just like music is music. Unless it strikes a chord where it's like, yo, this nigga really got something to say. I think it's also where it's like when you hear so much bullshit and then you find that diamond in the rough, that kind of, draws you to an artist too sometimes. Well, for me personally, where it was like, first time I heard Kendrick, where it was like I was hearing like a lot of bullshit. And then when I heard Kendrick, I was like, this nigga's different. And then his first album comes out, Section 80. I'm like, okay, this nigga's, got a style and flow of his own. Then when I hear Good Kid, Mad City, I was like, oh, this nigga's different.
Right.
So I'm like, I fuck with him. That nigga did something to me where it was like, I wasn't expecting it, and it did something, and it flipped my perception on his head. Mm-hmm. So,
I remember the year that album came out.
Yeah, it's
heavy in rotation.
Pivotal year where it was like, it's a classic where you could play it from top to bottom. Like, we don't get many classics in our era.
No, we don't.
So it's like when you get that one that you can play from top to bottom, no skips. You can skip the what's the I guess the freestyle one. You can skip that one. That's like one skip.
All I want.
Yeah, you can skip that. But it's like when you got like one to no skips, where it's like Jay-Z Blueprint, when you got you like an Illmatic, when you got your Ready to Die, when you got like a Doggy Style, when you got, them type of albums. I haven't heard anything like that in a while. When you got like a Get Rich or Die Trying, like, but I haven't heard anything like that. But then when you got your old school shit, you got songs in the key of life. You got, you got shit like that, where it's like, ain't a skip on there, but it's like,
I seen that man play that album beginning to end live.
Really?
He did a tour where all he was playing was that album beginning to end.
Fucking jealous.
Yo.
Damn.
Wow.
Where was this?
I saw him at where the Celtics play in Boston.
Okay.
TD Gardens.
TD Garden, yeah.
Whew, that was crazy. He had a freaking mini chamber orchestra, 2 drummers, massing. He did a sing off with his background singers, and they was like, they was neck and neck. I was like, damn, all y'all can sing.
That's Stevie though. I don't know,
crazy.
man.
He had his daughter up there. She came on and sang with him arm in arm. It was mad emotional. Everybody's crying and shit. It was too much.
Stevie Wonder is my favorite artist of all time. You got, your Princes, your Mikes, Wu-Tang, like I said. You got, everybody. But it's like Stevie struck a chord with me early, where it was like 4 or 5 years old, where it was like my mother played that shit, and Sharia Moore just stuck with me. I was like, all right, what is this? I need more. Then I still her albums, and I'm listening to this shit on repeat, and then she's trying to find her album, then I gotta act like I don't have it.
Right.
So,
He's my number one too. If I could play with anybody, share a stage with anybody, it would be him.
Stevie. I mean, you got time, man. I'm hoping
he's young and he's pure. He'll be around.
Yeah, I'm hoping you get to that point where it was like, hey, I interviewed that guy that's playing with Stevie right now. Now, what's your most personal song to date that you've written? Whether it be like, personal experiences, family, women, your son, what means the most to you when you was writing and you like damn near had a tear in your eye, maybe?
It's definitely ones that I've written about my mom. There's a one that it's related to her, but it's more about it's about me in the aftermath of it. And the ironic thing is that we put kind of like a positive vibe on, but like a positive funky vibe onto it, like smiling through your trauma kind of thing. So it doesn't always feel. I'm not always reminded of it because the music is so different from the theme of it. But then I have this other song that is directly about her, and I did it here in my virtual concert at G Studios,
the best studio in Connecticut.
Amen. With my flautist friend Justine Stevens. She joined me on flute, and we performed this song called Moon, or The Moon. And that's the one that's most personal to me, and that was really the only time that I've played it publicly. The rest has just been for me. I played it for a couple friends, for a student one time, but yeah. Okay.
Now you got this guitar with you right here, right?
Maybe.
I'm kind of mad you didn't bring the blue joint.
Oh, the electric!
I'm mad you didn't bring the blue joint.
He got some electrics on the wall though. We could.
Now I'm talking about your joint though.
I know,
like,
my baby.
Your baby though.
Cookie. I know.
Now, does the guitar have a name?
Honey.
Honey.
Yeah.
What about the blue joint?
Cookie. Cookie Monster. It's the same color.
Cookie Monster. Got you.
A cookie for sure.
I'd have been disappointed if your guitar didn't have a name. I'm gonna be honest with you. It was like Eric Clapton got Blackie. You know, Prince got The Cloud. Whatchamacallit?
Lucille with BB King.
Lucille with BB King. Jerry Garcia got Tiger. You know, it was like I'd have been disappointed if you didn't have a name.
I think
for
Eddie Van Halen, rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Franken something for his.
Listen, the way he redefined the motherfucking guitar, that'd have been a perfect name for that shit.
Right.
Even if it is. Now, when you perform a lot of times, you have like a 2-piece band where it's just like you and 2 other dudes.
Yeah.
Now where'd you find them guys? Who are those guys?
I met Randy through a random gig. He wasn't even playing drums. He was playing keys. And I was playing guitar for another singer who was there. And it was one of those events where they put all the performers at one table. So we got to talking, exchanged numbers, and, you know, slowly but surely we started playing out, getting closer, you know.
Might as well have found him on Craigslist or some shit.
Who knows where I would have found him otherwise? So it was one of those random encounters, and then the other cat, Jeffrey, I met him at a jam session, and we just started playing out, doing shows, and we built up a body of material, the 3 of us, songs that I had written, and we, you know, arranged, rehearsed them together, and it was cool. We had you know, at the peak, we did a show at Stella Blues in February, before the pandemic really hit, and we had damn near 2-hour set of original music. You know, just rocking out. And we actually did get video footage of it, so I'm looking forward to chopping that up and releasing it in some way at some point. But it's been great. They honor the music, and we have a good vibe together.
They believe in you. That's important.
Yes, and I believe in them. You know, I have a friend of mine who I play guitar for her, and she sings in my group. But I'm looking to add another singer to it. You know, I want to have the full thing. I want to have horns, before horns, a good keys player, another guitar player to cover my parts when I just want to sing. You know, and a couple background singers who could really, because all the songs I arrange everything. I always used to say, when I first started writing, I said I have 3 versions. I have my acoustic guitar version. I have my acoustic piano version, and then I have a full band version of every song. Like, I have a way that I would do it on every version. So the full band songs, always I have harmonies in my mind, horn lines and stuff. I don't have recordings of them, so you wouldn't know it when we play it at the gig, because I don't have the band fully together just yet in this moment. Right. But I'm hoping, you know, with this new job, you know, that'll allow me to save up some capital so that I could really invest in getting my band right, you know? Because when I look to my heroes, when I look to James Brown, when I look to Prince, Michael Jackson, how they rehearsed their bands and built their bands up, like, they worked them to the bone, you know, but they also had them on a payroll. So if you wanna direct in a boss like way, you have to come with you know, the full duties of a boss. You know? Right. So I want to do that for them, and I believe in them to where they should be compensated even for their rehearsal time. So however I can make it happen, I would like to for them, for me, you know, because I want to work us to the bone. Right. I got itching to get out. You itching to get out. I got choreography in my head. You know?
Now, does your 9 to 5 actually take away from your creativity, or take away from, I guess, what you really want to do in this industry?
It's lately, this one specifically, before I used to moonlight as a baker, baking bread. Okay. That was killing my soul. Right. Just physically wise. But this job at the school, like, I'm literally doing music all day. All day, yeah. And the way the COVID rules work in the school, we have long breaks between class. So every class break that I have, I'm practicing piano. After school, I'm practicing drums. You know, when I get home, I'm trying to practice my mixing, audio engineering shit, or I'm practicing guitar a little bit. I haven't even been practicing guitar that much. My brain has been filled with other musicianship aspects, and it's been good for me. It's like keeping me very stimulated. Drums is crazy. Like, it's like almost like sex. Like
Yeah, just
after a nice session, I'm playing along with some live music. I'm like,
yo, I did that.
Yeah, I feel good.
Put a 50 on that bitch. Now, are you self-taught in a lot of instruments you play?
For a couple.
For a
But
couple.
for guitar and voice, I had a lot of training.
Okay.
A few years worth, for like maybe 7 years guitar lessons, and I studied voice for maybe 5-6 years.
Mm-hmm.
But for bass, I just kind of been self-taught. Drums, I've been teaching myself. Piano, I learned in school, but it was more like they told us to go home and practice this. I never had a teacher for piano.
Mm-hmm.
But I've been working my scales. I've been shedding and trying to just get my skills up.
Okay. Now, you mentioned the 3 versions of songs that you have. Now, maybe I'm bugging, but I didn't find any audio version of any song that you have where it's like I find it on Apple Music or like Spotify, something like that. Am I bugging, or am I just not typing like the right Velez? Like, is it an S on the end? Like, is it a Z on the end? Like, what the fuck am I like? Am I missing something?
See, I'm working on my first recordings now.
Okay.
So you wouldn't find it on those platforms. I do have live videos on YouTube. And I had videos on my Instagram, but I had one of those like 2008 Britney Spears moments where I took everything off my social media.
I think I got one post on his Instagram right there.
I took them all off.
I'm like, yo, how the fuck am I supposed to research somebody with one post? What the fuck am I supposed to do with this?
I'm telling you, I lost my head. I was like, I can't do this. Like, I can't. I'm tired of just half-assing it. So I said, you know what? I'm a hustle. I'm a stack up content, and then the next time I make a damn post is gonna be because I got some shit to share with you. So that's been my mission. So I'm trying to get the record together. I'm trying to get the visuals together. Having this music creativity with the job has been helping me to stay focused on that. You know. Because I hate the social media game, so I'm just trying to play it smarter. Because I don't like playing it.
But you got to play the game, though.
Right.
Like that's
trying to just do it smart. That's all.
One thing I wanted to ask you about, because the social media game is a game that you got to play, especially if you want to be a musician, if you want to put yourself out there. Like I said, the way I like your music, this G shouldn't have been the first time I heard of you. So you got to play the social media game where it's like you got to be out there. You got to be on all these platforms. You got to, just put yourself out there. You got to, I don't know how you are collabing with other artists. You got to play the game, bro. Like, you got to do that. Even though you might hate it, you might be a natural introvert where it's like, nah, just me, my people. We create music, we do that. But it's like, you got to branch out. You got to play that game.
We got to. And the pandemic has been making it hard. We was doing that when we was playing it too, and getting good work. And people was hearing us, and they would travel to see us. My most favorite time was she came all the way from Montreal, man.
Human cheat code. Have you seen this nigga? Yo, this nigga got the bed. He got the oils. This nigga's here.
I'm telling you, that melted my heart when I said, I cannot believe you're standing in front of me right now. You crossed the border for this?
For me.
Shit,
I ain't that good.
Right. I said, this is the practice gig. You should have came to the next one.
Now, you've done how many tours? Maybe like 1 or 2?
A couple. Well, okay. In college, I did one as part of another group, but for me, under my brand, I've done one major one. I went to 12 cities, 12 stops.
Okay, so how was tour life for you?
I enjoyed it. I think what I learned from it was that more preparation equals more profit. You could put one together mad quick, doesn't mean it's going to be the most profitable one. So that was what I learned. Give yourself more prep time, book gigs way out in advance, and connect them gradually. But what I also learned is that you also don't need a lot of time. Because I started working my network, and then out of nowhere, suddenly I had it lined up. At least we had like a 4-city stretch, and then that's when I was like, oh wait, okay, why stop?
Yeah,
shit, we got 4 down in a month span, and we still got 4 months out before the first one starts. Okay, let's see what else we could do. So I was really trying to expand the reach, see how far we could go out. I went up to Brown to play at Brown. We played in New York at Sugar Bar, doing a Prince tribute. That was dope. We played a couple hits in Norwalk, in my hometown, one for my birthday, and then one later in the spring for Cinco de Mayo. Played in New Haven. I played at Toad's Place. That
Toad's
was
Place, Rite of Passage.
dope. Yeah, that was. I just being on the stage. That was crazy. I was like, damn.
Like mad people have been on this stage.
Yeah. Where else did we go? We played. Oh, Springfield. We went up to Mass for a couple nights. It got me inspired, you know, and I want to do it again for this year. Of course,
COVID.
You know, through the monkey wrench, but I still have the lessons. I still have my big ass spreadsheet. It's like 14 pages long. I got like festivals organized by state, by country. By the last time I reached out to them, like I'm like, I get so many no emails back.
Yeah,
like, oh, you just missed us. Try again for 2021. I'm like, damn, like
no, motherfucker. I want now.
Right?
Fuck, I want to wait till next year for.
It's crazy, but that the other thing I learned too. A lot of people, they're booking this shit out way out in advance.
Yeah, when you get
so
these
you gotta
festivals,
be on it.
Yeah, these festivals they book like a year or two in advance. Yeah, locked in. Now, what has 2020 taught you as a whole? Even not even like musically, just as a man, as a person.
Patience. Patience. I was not patient at the beginning, and you know, it was you know not easy mentally, but accepting that if your needs are met, if your most basic needs are met, you're living. Invest that energy, invest that worrying energy into something else. Transmute it into something else. Get something out of that stress that you feel. Okay, it's real. It's valid. Okay, accept it. But don't let it sit there. Push it out into something else because this energy is not going to go nowhere. You can't just erase it. It has to get out of you. So when I learned that, or when I accepted that, realized that, things started getting a little bit easier, you know, day by day. It's just that patience, you know. Then that's where I said, okay, if I have to be patient, let me be productive now. That was the next step. So then that's when I started, you know, just picking up the instruments more, practicing, getting back to my roots. Basics, fundamentals, and scales, and working with a metronome, just trying to be the best that I can be. Because I'm not, before I was practicing because I had a gig. I'm learning this song because I'm being paid to. I have no incentive now other than my own drive to do these things. So the pandemic has kind of revived that part of my spirit of just doing this because I need to do it for me, not because a bill relies on me locking down this gig. Right. So I'm glad about that. It's nice to just get back to why I really do it in the first place.
Gotcha. I think that I think this pandemic set a lot of people down where it was like it taught them to reevaluate what's important and what's needed. And I guess a lot of people's mental health was like challenged at this point, and I think it's something that we all needed, but we didn't know that we needed. And I'm kind of, I want to say I'm glad for it because a lot of people did pass from that shit. But it's kind of like if you made it this far, it taught you something that was valuable that you can take on for the rest of your life. So, you know, this pandemic, it's you know, it's when you look back on it, it's gonna be a blip on the radar. It's gonna be able to teach you a life lesson that you take on with you forever. When it's like 2020, that was a fucked up. Like we don't even mention 2020. Like after 2021, it's like 2019. That shit we don't talk about. 2021. Like you know, that shit didn't happen. We don't talk about that funky bitch. All right, so you know, so we gonna just act like that shit didn't happen. Now, you being on tour, or you know, just the places that you've been in general, where's your favorite place to perform?
My favorite place to perform.
Can't be Toad's Place.
Oh, you want a venue?
Not even like city, venue, whatever.
My favorite place to go is New York City. Nothing gives me that energy, that vibe. It feels amazing.
Something about New York.
I haven't been able to take my boys there yet and do a just rock out, burn the city down. We haven't had a chance to do that yet, but I've been there playing in other people's bands or sitting in with bands, and my favorite place. There's nothing like performing there.
It's nothing like New York.
I have received the warmest welcome here in Connecticut, in my hometown, and so there's nights that I remember where those have filled me up. Like my memories of performing, it goes back to those nights in bars in Norwalk where it's packed wall to the wall, girls is dancing with us, and we just
right.
we having a good time, man.
Like, yo, this is why I do it. Well, this is not why I do it, but it's like this is the spoils of it.
The spoils, I like that. Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And just feeling alive and also sounding good. Like by that point, we had been working so much. It's like we didn't have to think so much. We can just vibe with each other, and that's a nice place to be with a group of people musically.
Mm-hmm. Now, what's your favorite song to perform?
Ooh.
Either it does something to you when you perform, or like it does something to the crowd where it was like, damn, like that one.
Maybe the song that I had referenced earlier, Faith Healer.
Okay.
That one, we do it different every single time. But there's been some nights where it's been very profound for me, you know, where I need a second after.
Yes.
Process what have we done just now. And there's some songs where I have this one song, yeah, maybe I'll definitely play it tonight. I wasn't intending to, I've forgotten about it, but there's this one song that I wrote in the aftermath of the Tamir Rice shooting. When we play that song,
that shit, I was gonna ask, I'm glad you brought that shit up. It's what it say?
Yes.
That song. Now, I feel like that song can be played in any era because we go through this shit yearly where it's like whatever you say and everything you say in that song can be, you know, it can, you wrote that in maybe like 2018, 2017, something like that.
Yeah, maybe even 16. I wasn't in New York when I wrote it.
So every fucking year you can play that song and it still resonates to today.
You could change the names and it just switch them out.
Yeah, just switch
fresh
them out.
Ones every year.
I mean, it is what it is at this point where it's like we got to do something. I don't know what to do. I don't have the answer, but it's just like we can't keep going down the same road every day where it's like, you know, another one. It's another name we got to add to the list.
Mm-hmm.
And then I feel like 2020 was a eye opener in another way because we was forced to watch the George Floyd video. It was like everybody, so it was the pandemic. Everybody got to sit their ass down. If you don't have an essential job, everybody else sit your ass down. But then this happens out the blue, and then the song that you have can just be, you can you know, insert name here, and that's the sad shit about it. But you know, it's wild. I mean, do you? I guess I don't know. Do you want to have that? I mean, you kind of have to have that conversation with your son, but like, are you like how long do you plan to put that off?
What I'm always thinking about is like not being too much. Like there's so much, I see so much innocence in life and grace in him, and I'm just like holding off on showing you what this world is about, but at the same time the world ain't gonna wait either. It ain't gonna wait.
So you was gonna say what I was gonna say.
So you gotta be prepared, but without killing the spirit. Without.
It's like, cause I got two girls, right? One's about to turn 10, one just turned 5, and like my daughters still believe in the tooth fairy, Santa Claus, all that good shit, and I don't want them to lose that childlike innocence yet. But at the same time, like you said, the world ain't gonna wait for them to, you know, grow the fuck up. It was like, yo, it's real shit out there. It's either, you know, if it's not authority figures, it's, you know, certain people that's gonna come into your life and they're gonna shake shit up. You know, she's my 10-year-old. She getting to that age where it was like, you know, sex is coming into play, and like, you know, kids see this and that on TikTok and all these other shits where it was like you gotta explain that shit to your kids. So it's like you gotta, I would say, do it sooner than later, but it was like being a parent is one of the hardest things ever because you don't know when to just give your kid that knowledge. You just gotta walk on eggshells. But it's like I gotta keep it real with you, but I gotta protect you at the same time. But you ain't always gonna be there. It's a tough road to go down.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy, man. But and you having a son and me having two girls, like you can't even relegate it to just, you know, it being men no more because it's women that's getting killed now by the cops.
Right.
So now you got to worry about that. So it's like it used to be a black man problem. Now it's a black person problem.
Right.
So it's like we can't even feel safe sending our daughters out there. So now we got to worry about them being women out in the world. Now we got to worry about them being black women out in the world.
I can't even remember the last time before Sandra Bland and Breonna Taylor where you heard of a black woman being killed by the police like that. Just like,
I mean, it was one, but it kind of fell by the wayside where it was like
that young girl in New York.
Nah,
came into the apartment.
It was Tatiana's. I'm mad that I'm forgetting this queen's name. Let me find out her name real quick. Tatiana.
But like you said, they fall by the wayside.
Yeah, it's just
in the news cycle. It's sad.
Yeah, man. I can't even find her name right now, but she's another one that just like got killed last year because like I guess like the cops was called to her home and she was in the house with her nephew and everybody thought that like the cops thought that she was breaking into the house or like she didn't own the house. It was something, but like ultimately she got killed for no fucking reason.
Right.
But it was like, how do I have that conversation with my daughters where it was like, all right, so not only do you have to worry about being a woman where it was like, date rape drugs and it's like, men being too aggressive and like if a man try to holler at you, he get his feelings hurt and you want to like, hey, fuck you, bitch. And then he get like real aggressive with you. And then it's like being pulled over by the cops, being in your own home, you can't even be sleeping in your own house. And you got to worry. It's a tough world. And trying to explain that to your kids is like frightening.
Yes.
Frightening, man.
Just the thought of having to explain it is frightening.
Yeah. Yeah, like I think when Tatiana, like the door was open, like the neighbors were concerned or something like that. And it's like they came in and just shoot first, ask questions later.
Right.
And it's like you can't win, man. But, sorry to depress y'all.
But that's why I sing it.
Yeah.
That's why I make sure to honor his name after we finish the last note every single time because that's how I remember, to not be numb to it.
Mm-hmm.
I remember how I felt that day when I read that. I had to call out of work. I was like, I cannot believe they killed a child, a boy.
12. My daughter's about to be 10. So you telling me in 2 years she could face that same fate just by playing innocently at a park? Like it's unreal.
What got me was hearing that 911 call because I'm like, you're not even nearby. You're not even in danger.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing right now?
Mm-hmm.
Who are you helping? Like,
it's a scary time, man. I've had my brushes with the police and shit where I didn't think I was gonna make it home. Times where I've had my daughter in the car, my girlfriend at the time in the car, where it was like some may go left where they feel like they're justified in doing that. So it was like,
and it's really about how they might feel in that moment.
Yeah, and it's like we got to take into account that they're human and they can go through a range of emotions that they like. I don't think you're allowed to have a bad day as a cop. Like you're just not allowed to
right.
be upset, feel a type of way. Like you have to go into the field with a level, stable mind. You're not allowed to be at a call center and be like, I'm having a bad day. I'm hanging up on all these people. You can't be a cop with a gun.
You can't hang up on them.
Yo, I used to work at a call center. If I having a bad day, like, yo, fuck you. I ain't helping you out with your shit. Refer you to like the manufacturer or whatever. I ain't got time for this shit.
I've been hung up on by people calling in.
Hey, sometimes it just don't be the day. But I feel like as a cop with a gun, a taser, lethal weapons, you just can't have a bad day. It's like you not built for that. Like when you signed up, when you have these lethal weapons, you can't have a bad day. Like you can, once you get off your shift, I know you deal with either like, sometimes you get calls about like fucking animals in your yard. Sometimes you might get called to like a triple homicide or some shit.
Right.
It's the range in that shit is just like, yo, any day could just set you off. We'd be like, you know what? Today I might have to shoot somebody.
That unpredictability.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah,
but you
it's not for everybody.
You cannot have those bad days. But like I said, sorry for depressing y'all. On a more lighthearted note. So now, a lot of your songs, a lot of songs that you do live are covers. Was that intentional?
I'd usually only do it when we're booked to play an amount that my songs can't cover. I've never been the type to feel like I gotta play covers to go out. When I do it, I'm purposely pick songs by artists that the songs move me. You won't find a cover song in my set that's just filler, because I'll go crazy. I'll lose my mind. I can't do it. I can't fake it anymore. And so what I do is I invest my time in taking those songs that I love and making them my own, you know. Sometimes I might change them up completely. I'm inspired by people like Donny Hathaway. Anytime he do a cover song, it sounds like an original Donny Hathaway.
Donny fucking Hathaway.
So he never play it like the record. So I try to follow that school of thought and just put my own spin on it.
Now, over the years, what is music to you? Like, is it just an expression to get emotions out? Is it just something that you just happen to be good at? Is it a hobby? Like, what is music to Velez?
To me, music is that method to peace for me. I feel like those vibrations, that communication, especially one-on-one. If I'm playing behind somebody and they're singing their ass off, and I'm playing and we're putting our vibrations together, to me it's the most beautiful thing. There's nothing like it. Or singing a song that I really mean, to know that I could touch somebody's heart. It hasn't happened often in my life, and maybe it's happened more than people have commented. There's maybe been 2 people.
That bitch came from Montreal.
She didn't cry though. There was one time this girl, we were both young, so I'll call her a girl, but we were both adults. With this woman, young woman, she came up to me and she was still eyes wet from the tears, and like I didn't even think that I sang it like that. But to think, looking back, that you could touch somebody like that, maybe it wasn't me. Maybe that was just a straw to break the camel's back, and she needed that release.
Yeah, right.
But I'm still a catalyst in that and helping in that release. You know.
Yeah, take your credit.
So it's a beautiful thing. And then I think about, for me, there's times I go out and I have my top 3 for, you know, around here. When I hear them sing and they touch my heart, and it could be just what I needed, just playing either with them or listening to them sing, it touches me, and I don't need anything else. There's nothing else I need to numb it when there's music. And it's love to me.
Now, do you have any influences in this era? Because you have a very old soul, like I said, where it's like, you know, the Motowns and the Stevie Wonders and the, you know, Donny Hathaways. Do you have anybody that in like this era that like inspires you to create music, or just like
on guitar? I do.
Okay.
On guitar, I listen to a few living guitarists. There's this cat called Marcus Machado. He can play his ass off. Very soulful, very bluesy.
Write that down.
Kingfish, I love his playing.
Kingfish, I know what that is.
There's this woman who goes by the name, I don't know if I want to mess it up. I think it's Charisse, but I want to make sure. I got her on Instagram. She plays the hell out that guitar. Oh,
making that shit cry.
Whoa, like, just make sure no, it's not Charisse. It's, what is her name? Maybe Shalise. Please let it be Shalise.
Please, Shalise. Please be there.
I'm gonna have to find it. I'll get back to you.
Right.
But then there's this other cat. He played on D'Angelo's record guitar and on Voodoo. Charlie Hunter. I love his playing. He plays bass and guitar at the same time. He makes custom hybrid bass guitars. Maybe not he, but his company.
Fuck?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's crazy. That's what got me inspired to try and do some of that on acoustic guitar, playing bass and melodies at the same time. Like some of those records, Spanish Joint, The Root, and I think Send It On, that's the bass and guitar is the same person playing it at the same time.
Wow.
So he's another living guitarist that I find inspiration from. Let me think. Singers, the living singers that really touch me.
Like I said, when
not too many living.
Yeah. When I hear you, like I said, I get that feel of like, you know, it's a little bit of Prince, a little bit of Stevie, maybe like a dash of Donny Hathaway, where it was like, you know, maybe there's a lot of jazz influence though.
Ooh, you know who? Amy Winehouse, I will say. Amy Winehouse.
Gone too soon.
Yes.
Gone too soon, man.
Yes.
Fuck, man.
It's the lyrics.
Yeah.
Her stories are crazy. When you break them lyrics down, you're like,
nigga.
What?
Yo, her and Adele, man, when they get sad, they make the best fucking music ever.
Talk about it. That's something. Maybe I need to have my heart really broke.
Nah, you don't want that. You don't want that struggle and strife, bro. Nigga, you gonna write a fucking what's the 411, and when that shit happen, you gonna have a classic on your head like, yo, Velez, he done went through some shit. Now, do you think you found your identity musically yet?
I think I'm onto something.
Okay.
But there's every now and then there's moments where I'm just so on myself. There's moments where I'm just like, you're not working hard enough digging at it to find it, you know? If it's gonna be so profound that you want it to touch people, it's not gonna come easy. So if the work you're putting in doesn't reflect something that you're really trying to dig up and unearth, then I'm probably not close. That's kind of how I think about it. So I know I'm onto something because I see people's reactions when I play for them, but it's just that thing, you know what I'm saying? It's that Beatles thing. It's that Justin Bieber thing. That's what I'm digging for. And what I realize is that the only way that comes is like you get those sick obsessed types, like you hear stories of like Kobe, you know, like having to shoot a certain amount of free throws perfectly before he puts the ball down. You know what I'm saying? Like 5 beats a day for 3 summers type energy.
You're right.
I'm saying before I get caught up on have I found myself, I'm thinking, am I even putting in the work to find myself? So I'm onto something.
Still searching, but you feel like you almost there, but you still got a little ways to go.
I'm honing my process.
Okay.
Honing the process.
I like that. Now, let's see what I got. Yeah, that's what the fuck I wanted to ask. So now, you being 28, went to school, music theory, composition, whatever the fuck, self-taught on a bunch of instruments. Do you feel like you needed school at the end of the day?
Oh my God, I think about this all the time. I'm like, yo, these fucking loans.
Yo, Sally make you eat a dick. When I tell you, like, I feel, because a lot of the musicians I know, be it artists or composers, producers, whatever the case may be, a lot of them are self-taught. And what I hear most is that I wasted so much money. I wasted so much. Well, I mean, you went to school, you built the connections, you know, collab with who you needed to, you know, meet or whatever. But at the end of the day, I didn't really need to be at school. And like the most successful musicians that we probably know didn't go to school.
You're right. What I learned in school is that I did learn a lot. So in that sense, I feel it was worth it. However, seeing what I did learn,
right?
Had I known there was a way to get that a different way, I wouldn't have gone to school. And for me, it's so crazy when I think that I spent all that money just to figure out how to get rid of my nerves. I'm like, I could have done that with anybody anywhere.
Like, yo, I feel like that with this whole podcasting. I've been doing this thing for 5 years. As of this week, I've been doing this thing for 5 years. And a part of me, when I graduated high school, didn't know what the fuck I wanted to do. I went to school for what I was good for. So I went to school for computers. So, and then I found this passion of, you know, audio engineering and, you know, being on the mic and, you know, podcasting. Now, I feel like I'm more advanced than people that actually went to school and learned like the technical things of like audio, whereas like I just did it and trial by error, trial by fire. It was like, I'm here now.
Right.
So it's y'all don't need school at the end of the day. YouTube it, look at other people, study them. You don't really need school.
You need discipline, but you don't need school.
I mean,
school can make you be disciplined.
School,
there's lots on the line, but if you can make yourself be disciplined, you don't need it.
I mean, but it's kind of hard to get that as a teenager. So
right.
So when you tell a motherfucker straight out of high school you have to go to college, you got to do something. it was like I don't have the discipline to do something. So school gives you that structure. But, you know, if you have the wherewithal or the smarts to be like, nah, I think I know what I want to do. I don't need to be in debt to do it though.
Right.
I mean, because you learn all the instruments, writing, you know, life could have taught you just how to be a musician. I mean, it's kind of in you because, you know, both your parents got some type of musical background.
Mm-hmm.
It's just in you.
It's in my spirit. And now there's so many things that I think about. Now, a lot of things from school, there was things that wasn't even on my radar, like musicianship or ear training that wasn't even on my radar that I would have got a little bit of, but I got it in a focused way in school. So that was good for me. But I didn't see the benefit until many years later.
Right.
Where now I can learn a song in a few minutes. But that's only because I did these 4 semesters of bullshit ear training.
Right.
Felt like bullshit. Sounded like bullshit when I was doing it.
Right.
But it got ingrained in my brain.
Right.
And so now I got the skills later. So it's a lot of... It depends. I feel like if you don't know what your passion... Music was always my passion. So I knew that if I'm investing in this now, it may pay off later in some way. If not, just for my own soul's benefit. But if you don't know what it is that you want to do, yeah, it could be... Just have that discipline. Just do what you want to do outside of it. Save that money.
Yeah.
Take that money you would spend on tuition and invest in just going for what you want to do.
Right. That all them fucking loans, you're going to be paying loans off until you like 40, 50, 60. Maybe till you die. You might be paying off these goddamn loans.
It's stressful.
Nigga, what? Now, what are you looking to get out of music?
I always just wanted to be able to... I never wanted to enrich myself from it, but I do want to eat from my work.
Right.
And honestly, I would be content with just that. Being in a position where what I do with it, I eat from that. I feed my family with that. Because by me doing that, I'm also fed on the inside. So it's like a double benefit. So if I could be fed in those 2 ways from it, then I'm content. But then there's also this other side of it that draws me to it. Like that other part is the minimum. But on top of that, I would really just love to touch as many people as I could. That's what I want out of it, you know? To play for hours and hours and hours and to be able to express myself on this without thinking. To be able to, whatever I imagine, I could sing it or make it or write it or arrange it. Whatever I could hear. To just literally be the best one, as Jimi Hendrix put it, to be the best guitarist in this chair. That's what I want.
I like that. I think we're going to end on that. I like that. So now you want to express yourself right now? You want to, you know?
Yeah, let's play. My fingers is itching.
Play us something, man. What you got for us, man? I mean, you can play as many songs as you want. I don't know how much time you got personally, but you know.
I got the time.
I mean, G's here. G got the studio. You know,
Oh shit.
We here.
Yeah, we've been talking about a lot of songs, but not playing too many.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we got Velez. You gonna play us something live? Y'all getting something live right now. Argentina on the check-in. Shout out to Argentina. Shout out to Canada.
Splash turquoise on my favorite canvas as the sun begins to rise. Suddenly the rays surround you as my fingers swirl, you smile. Just your heart alone's a masterpiece in my soul's museum. But now it seems she dreams of what sunset. Is that why I couldn't find her in my bed? Though I try to paint you, recreate the saint who brought back eyesight to the blind. The hues fell short and the paint dried out when you exited my life. Ooh, my, my, my. As I draw upon my memories, the colors fade with passing time. Suddenly I'm living in a hazy nightmare of darks and lights, of blacks and whites. Before you gave me all your technicolor love, I was paralyzed by fear, baptized in a pool of her pinks and blues. I found strength in you, but now you've disappeared. And though I try to paint you, recreate the saint who brought back color to my life, the hues fell short and the paint dried out when you exited my life. Ooh, my, my. Sorry's not enough to right these wrongs. Save them for the next one. Who dares to love in color? Who dares to play the fool? Who dares to love in color? Who dares to fall for you? Who dares to love in color? Who dares to love in color? While you break their heart in two. And though I try to paint you, recreate the saint who brought back eyesight to the blind, the hues fell short and the pain dried out when you exited my life. Ooh, my, my, my. She don't share her drugs or her body no more. All that's in a past life. My mind says maybe I should leave her alone. My body wants her all the time. Well, I asked her how she doing. She said free as a bird. Baby, just name your price. She leaned a little closer, then she whispered in my ear, nothing in this world is free but Jesus Christ. Candy, my favorite girl, tough luck trying to fuck her tonight. Cherry chocolate swirl, I can't get her out of my mind. My mind's tied down to a ghost of a girl. Baby, won't you tell me your name? My sweet tooth aching, I would pay with my soul to swim inside your Novocaine. Well, I got the extra money for a helping of your honey. Baby, we could dance all night. Ooh, she leaned a little closer, sat on the edge of my eyes and said, hush, little baby, eat this apple pie. Candy, my favorite girl, tough luck trying to find her tonight. Cherry chocolate swirl, I can't get her out of my mind. Candy, my favorite girl, tough luck trying to find her tonight. Trying to find her tonight. Cherry chocolate swirl. Can't get her out of my, can't get her out of my, can't get her out of my mind. Got to get inside. Got to get inside. I done broke a string. I'm gonna have to use the studio
Damn,
guitar.
mother. I mean, you got more. God damn, man.
I just need another guitar.
Jesus, goddamn Christ, man. I think every woman listening is pregnant, man. Goddamn. Oh man, keep playing, man. I'm gonna take an intermission myself. I'm gonna use the bathroom. I mean, y'all got Velez here.
I'm gonna keep rocking. I'm gonna play.
Velez got y'all. Domino Effect Podcast.
Oh,
we here, baby.
Let me just make sure that this baby is in tune. Ooh, okay. What in the world was I thinking? I deserve your heart. I was too scared for conversation. Baby, can we talk? I know just what to say. You're a work of art, fashioned by creator's clay. I knew it from the start. There is no peace like being near. Ain't no star that compares to the fire in your pupils. I can't help but stare, such a joy to be wrapped up in your moonlight. Daydreams of you when I see sunshine. Be mine, sweet lady. Next time I won't bite my tongue. I won't run unless it's by your side. I won't disregard my heart's song. Even if it made me cry next time. Next time. Baby, won't you stay? Be my night and day. In your name I pray. Teach me everything. Make me cry and sing. Sheba as her king. Be my guiding star. When you're near or far, you can take it all. And if you ever start to second guess the magic guiding my intentions, please don't change your mind. Can we just give this time? I just want you to be mine next time. I won't bite my tongue. I won't run unless it's by your side. I won't disregard my heart's song. Even if it made me cry next time. Next time.
God damn. Jesus Christ. Chat going crazy.
The chat going crazy?
Said he broke a string on them hoes.
And I do it every gig,
Said
damn.
he was making love to that joint.
It's usually the other one. I rarely break the thick string.
Hey, man.
I break the thick ones I have to.
I mean, hey, double entendre, baby.
This is the song that I was talking about before, my favorite lustful one.
Oh, man. Let's hear what we got.
Sweet tea, untouchable tiger, French tips with impeccable style. Island, yeah. I'm filled with desire. It's something like a raging fire. Myra, bound by your spell. My shetty, it ain't hard to tell. Myra, sweet Creole queen, finer than the wine in my dreams. Can I live in your eyes for a while? Fill you up with a creamy surprise. Hot pink lips beneath those hips. Cherry blossom, baby, don't be shy. You know why? Myra, bound by your spell. My shetty, it ain't ain't hard to tell. Myra, sweet Creole queen, finer than the wine in my dreams. I got a black cat bone, I conjured that juice. My mojo's working, baby. You feel my conqueror root. I want your soul, your purples and blues. Honey, I'm talking to you. Myra, the peach to my cream. Myra, peach to my cream. Ooh, won't you give it to me? Won't you put it on? Won't you give it to me all over, baby? Finer than the wine in my dreams. Finer than the wine in my dreams. Finer than the wine in my dreams.
Yo, what the fuck is wrong with you? Dead ass Thursday.
I had to get it out of my system.
Oh man, this is perfect, man.
This guitar, I'm gonna wrangle it in shape.
My birthday weekend, man. It's fucking awesome. I'm glad you're here, Velez.
Happy birthday, man.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Another one around the sun. So y'all get to see the shit before it even hit the iTunes, the Google Plays, the Stitches, all that. This is live. We on Twitch, we on YouTube. I'm gonna figure this Facebook shit out. We gonna get this shit done. But for right now, everybody in the Twitch chat, appreciate y'all, salute y'all. Everybody on the YouTube chat, appreciate y'all, salute y'all. But it's Thursday, a random Thursday.
Let me just go to the tuner. You know, back in the day, I watched these videos of Prince and Jimi Hendrix. They do a little fiddling, and then they write "good to go."
Yeah, you good
I'm
to go.
like, what?
Like, how the fuck do y'all do that? Oh,
Ear training on point.
yeah. G put the auto tune on, or he put something on that bitch. That shit sound beautiful. This nigga G, man. Where else you gonna get this but the dojo, man? Where else you gonna get this besides G Studio? Where else you gonna get this besides Domino Effect Podcast? You're not. Subscribe on all your platforms, Spotify, iTunes. Give me a good rating review. I know you niggas enjoy what you're hearing right now. You got to. You had a free concert. I ain't pay this nigga. He just here off the strength. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. I'm gonna put his name in the chat right now. I need y'all to follow him on all social media platforms. So right now he's on IG and Facebook at
I'll get it.
Call Me Velez. Follow him.
This is the first song I ever wrote for that woman.
For that woman.
That
dirty bitch.
And you know, she had the unmitigated gall.
Unmitigated gall. The audacity.
Just popped back up in my life.
Whoa.
It was about maybe January she popped back up.
Mm-hmm.
I want to reconnect.
The voice. Oh my God, I want to reconnect.
I want to get back in touch.
I was thinking about you. Oh my God, we had such good times. What happened?
Go to send a good morning text one day. This person is unavailable on Messenger. I said, well, shit. I ain't got your number, so bye.
Happens to the best.
But I'll sing the song for you.
Let's go. His song's for you, dirty, dirty bitch. When Velez becomes somebody, don't come back around. You had your chance. You fucked it up.
Is it obvious from the way I look at you? These feelings don't stray, they stay, they tell me to keep you in my heart. Beats because of you, because of you. Can you read the thoughts that are swirling in my head? Tiny floating clouds of sentimental words I pen for you and for you and you alone. Because of you, I see things in different ways. Reflections of better days. Flowers bloom in spring, and butterflies spring forth from silk cocoons. Blades of grass in the month of June. Because of you. Is it obvious from the way I sing to you that I want you to be with me in my life until my whole life is through? I won't be with anyone but you. That's the truth, and that's the truth, and that's the truth.
Y'all enjoying the free concerts y'all getting right now? Before y'all tuned in, y'all ain't know who this man was. Now you want to follow him. Look at you. Look at you. Look at you. On a random Thursday. Slacking. Look at you. Look at the shit I bring you. Look at this. Look at you. Look at this and look at you. Huh. How much more you got in you, man? What you?
My spirit got a few things in me.
I mean, hey,
It's been a long week.
Fam, we here. Do it. Do it to them. Do it for them. At Call Me Velez. Instagram, Facebook. We gonna get them a Snapchat. Maybe a Twitter. Who knows?
Maybe a TikTok.
Maybe a TikTok. What? I'm putting this on TikTok tonight. Get your Jimmy on. Get your Stevie on. Velez is here. You take requests? Who knows?
Yeah, it depends what they requesting though.
Yeah. I mean, y'all.
It's always white girls at the bar asking for Ed Sheeran. I ain't never get no fine ass queen to ask me to play some D'Angelo right into her ear.
Yeah.
Like it never goes down like that.
Yo, people in the chat, y'all want to hear some D'Angelo? What y'all want to hear? Y'all want to hear some Erykah Badu? What y'all want to hear? Some Jill Scott? What y'all want to hear?
Hold on.
What y'all want to hear? Like what? I mean, whatever Velez got in his catalog, in his repertoire.
I know every song.
Whatever on Velez spirit. Play me some pimpin', man.
I just want to play in tune.
We got a couple. We got Brown Sugar. We got Say Yes. We got.
Oh my, I'm feeling fine. My money's gone. I'm all alone. I want to the world keeps turning. Oh, what a day! What a day! What a day! Oh, on and on and on and on. My cipher keeps rolling like a rolling stone. On and on and on and on. My cipher keeps rolling like a rolling stone. Oh, on and on and on. My cipher keeps rolling like a rolling stone. On and on and on and on. I was feeling kind of hungry. My hype's coming down. Oh, you may learn. Cause did not do your man. Now point to go with three. Point to go with three. Do that.
Chat started going crazy. We got Otis Redding sitting on the dock of the bay. We got Love and Happiness, Al Green. We got Between the Sheets, Isley Brothers. We got you, Marvin Gaye.
Everybody nasty tonight.
Everybody nasty.
Oh, shit. Wow. I know a couple of those.
Sitting on the dock of the bay.
I know this one. Girl, it's only you. Have it your way. And if you want, you can decide that if you have me, I could provide everything that you desire. Love to get that feeling that I feel love when it comes inside of you. I get so excited when I'm around you, baby. I just wanna be your man. How does it feel? How does it feel? How does it feel? How does it feel? I won't stop love when it comes inside of you. I get so excited when I'm around you, baby. How does it feel? 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 Wanna take you away from here. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Velez ain't came to play with y'all motherfuckers tonight. He ain't come to play with you. Nigga, what? Yo, baby, you listening? You better start picking out baby names. All right? Because the way I'm feeling right now, dude, shit. Fuck around. He gonna fuck around and fuck around. Shit. Oh, man.
I call this my Black Lust anthem, and people who are really close to me know I'm not gonna say I'm prejudiced, but I'm very preferential
It's okay.
to the black queens.
It's okay. Nigga, what? The black woman? The black woman is gone. Listen.
It had to be stated.
I got my Jack Daniels.
I'll drink to that one.
Yo, this stream right here is sponsored by Jack Daniels, Heineken, and Velez, helping niggas make babies. See, look, listen. When y'all tuning in tonight, y'all ain't know y'all was getting all this. I didn't know I was getting all this. But, nigga, what? Baby, you want to, yo, if it's a boy, it's a junior, right? Girl, pick out whatever name you want. But boy, off rip, that's me. DJ, Domino Jr. We in here. Velez and this bitch. Everybody on the YouTube and Twitch stream, invited to the baby shower. I'm shooting clubs up tonight. It's a wrap for your womb. Womb Raider.
Not the Womb Raider.
Womb Raider. She don't know what's coming. Maybe she do. Who knows?
Don't ask, won't tell what's in my closet now. If the shoes stay new, you might too. Wow, my peach plum, darker than my favorite rum. Tipsy from sugar sips of you. Tipsy from your sweet barbecue. Don't ask me nothing about my mama. You wanna learn learn something, come to school. Well, this throne wasn't made for talking, so come and sit up on it, baby. Pop this pill and pillow talk to me, boo. Ooh, and I wonder if this time I'm going under. Washed up naked on your shore, and still, I want more. Still alive. I wonder if this time I'm going under. Washed up naked on your shore, still, I want more. Won't you give it to me? Won't you? Ooh, ooh. I want more.
I had to knock my fucking whiskey on the floor.
I gotta put the guitar down after that.
I don't know what to do no more, man. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. But y'all just got something that you ain't gotta wait for. If you tuned into the motherfucking live, you was here for something special. Like I said before, I gotta thank G for everything that this podcast is and will be. I could not do this shit without G. 90% of this shit is G. I provide 9%.
He cooling you out. He cooling you out right now.
Nah, G is that's G. Give it up for G, man. G providing the space for me to do all this. Thank you. The chat says I need a cigarette. I don't even smoke cigarettes. God damn, this nigga got fucking guitar singing. It's a couple chicks pregnant in the chat. We don't know what to do right now.
They need a stepfather?
They did. They might, man. Velez out here from Montreal.
Teach him how to play guitar now. Come on.
From Montreal to Norwalk, man. He here. down the Mississippi line. He's here.
Yo.
Oh man. Velez making guitars cry, making violas cry, making women cry, making men cry. It's okay, man. Feel your feels.
Get into them.
Feel your feels. All right? I said so. It's my birthday week. You gotta do what I say. Come on with it. Right.
Oh, then it's only fitting that we gotta do just this one for the one time.
One time for the one time?
Just one time for the one time.
Oh, come on, one time for the one time.
Happy birthday to you.
Me?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Domino.
Oh, that's me.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
That's me, guys.
Happy birthday, dear Domino. Celebrate now. Happy, happy, happy birthday to you.
Oh, man. Velez, man. I appreciate you, brother.
Appreciate you too, man.
I love you, brother.
This is great.
I got a new appreciation for you, brother. Wherever you gonna be, I'm gonna be there. I'm not bringing my girl, but I'm gonna be there. Okay, because I don't trust you. All right. Now, where can people find you? On the socials, on the webs, live in concert once COVID is over. Where can they just find? Where can they see Velez, hear Velez, just Velez?
So
Where can they Velez?
best place to go is the Instagram. There is content coming. I'm working on 2 singles right now, and just when I do it, I want to do it right. So it's a process, but you can find it when it happens on Instagram, Facebook at Call Me Velez, VELEZ. You can go to my website, velezunveiled.com. On there, you could pre-order a copy of the show that I did here at G Studios, where that still has to be finished up as well, but you could place a pre-order for that on the website. And coming soon is going to be songs, content, live content, either through my YouTube or through an OnlyFans. And it'll be the same tag, at Call Me Velez. That's where you can find me. And there's nothing that I have going on live right now, but soon it will be. You know, the world is going to open up again in time. But like I said, for right now, I'm just in the woodshed practicing my skills so that when I do emerge and when you can come to see me, you'll see me at better than I have ever been in my life. God willing. So that's the plan right now.
If it get better than this, y'all better watch the fuck out. Remember the name Velez, yo. You see this shit? You got this shit live and in person for the first time. You didn't even know him before this. Now y'all niggas follow him. Look at that. Look at that. Look at God. Look at God. That's God right there. You see him. Look at him.
Peace.
Now, can you play me some pimping while I do my outro?
Hell yeah.
Play me some shit while I outro the show, man. So, you know, that's the end of the show. That's the end of my birthday stream. You know, thank you for everybody that tuned in this week. Had 3 amazing guests. I guess Velez kind of blew them out the water with this last one. But, you know, hope you guys subscribe. You know, leave me a good rating on iTunes and Spotify. You know, we'll be back with more. I'm gonna try to, I guess, live stream all of my podcasts when it comes to the Domino Effect. You know, a lot of y'all are here because of 3 Ninjas. But, you know, we gonna tape it, but, you know, we not gonna live stream it like this because, you know, that's exclusive content. But for Domino Effect, kind of getting back in the swing of things, you know, getting back to me, you know, like I said, 5 years. I've been podcasting for 5 years as of this week. And, you know, beautiful experience. You know, Velez got me feeling some type of way. Hopefully next year I got an idea in the works. You know, we could do something for like the 6-year anniversary of this podcast and me just, you know, going on this media journey, you know, with or without people. You know, if you've been here from jump, you know the journey that I've been on. Where when it comes to co-hosts, when it comes to, I guess, people having that passion, people sticking with me, people having that same ideas I do. So hope you guys that are here from 3 Ninjas that y'all, you know, fuck with me on this singular platform. But yeah, man, my heart is filled with joy. You know, it might be the liquor, it might just be Velez on the guitar.
For me, it's
both. So, you know, I can't get out of here without saying, you know, thank you. I love you to my brother G. Always holding me down, providing the vibes, providing the space, just providing everything that I need to bring y'all this. The Velez, the God. King Velez. He's here. What's a king to a god? God Velez. He's here. But, you know, nigga, you about to don't we seductive? You know, have me start spitting. Don't
let something out.
Don't do that, Velez. My girl watching. She
talk to her.
Nah, I can't, baby. Let me talk to you real quick. Oh man, baby, I'm drunk. When the last time you sat on a snow-covered hill? Better than cherry wine, red than a $2 bill. I love you. Well, maybe not love. I love when you're around. You know, you make the grass greener, sky seems bluer, water seems wetter. Baby, you make me better. I mean, what you doing for, like, you know, the rest of your life? Can I be your struggling strike? All right, I'm drunk. See, you got me out here. You got me out here. Take a sip of whiskey.
One. Yes, sir.
So, on that note, one thing's for certain: we too much for these niggas and three much for these hoes. I go by the name of Domino. That's Velez on every instrument you can fucking think of. Shout out to G Studio. Shout out to the dojo. And we out of here.
Peace.
You want another shot, brother?
Yes, sir.
All right. That's what I like.
Domino, motherfuckers, what's happening?
C'est tout.
Yeah, all right.